Well, good morning, my friends. It's Big Dave here from the Mad Rock Morning Show, and we're also streaming live for Katy Country and KLAK because if you've ever listened to the Mad Rock Morning Show, you know I'm a huge supporter of live local theater, no matter what form that takes, whether it's little kids, whether it's adults, it's community theater, whatever. And so whenever I had my friends there at the theater Denison putting together this show, and my wife and I got a chance to go see it last weekend, the opening weekend, I was like, I got to get you guys on here for YouTube and Facebook and Twitch to talk about the show and get more people to go see this show because it is absolutely outstanding. So let's bring on the cast of the show. Scooter Thomas makes it to the top of the world. We've got Jeremy and Jason there. How are you guys doing this morning? All right?
Good morning.
Doing great. Good morning, Big Dave.
All right. So it's obvious here because I could tell by your responses when we were commenting back and forth on Facebook. It was like, Dave's going to make me get up like early in the morning and do this, because this morning radio guy versus guys who are normally, up late. You're doing the shows late. In fact, you had a show last night, right?
We did. And we were creatures of the night, and it was
Yeah.
We had to move to a new location, so it's not just the show. After that, you're breaking down and making sure your lights are put away and making sure people aren't going to trip over all the cords. And we're creatures of the night, I believe.
So let's talk a little bit about let's start off with the show, and then we'll talk about y'all's experience doing this. So the show, as you see there, Scooter Thomas makes it to the top of the world by Peter Parnell. This is the play, he wrote the play like a long time ago, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. He was a very young man. I think he was just 19 or so. Yeah. And rumor has it from the accounts I've read, he wrote it in one sitting. And it's really something else.
Yeah, it was 19.
So let's talk about the show itself. So, because I don't want to give too much away since I've already seen the show and enjoyed the show, but I will say this. All right. So again, I don't mince words. If I like something, I like it. If I don't like something, you're going to know that I don't like it. Right now in this show, you don't do curtain call at the end of it, just because of the emotional nature of the show and all that stuff. So I would, if I had room where I was. If I had room where I was sitting right now, I would stand up and give the two of you a standing ovation right now because I wanted to do it that night when I saw that show because it was outstanding. Because, I laughed during the show. At the end there, I cried during the show. And again, I'm not one of those people that just cries at everything. You guys put your heart and souls into the show. And it's one of those things. I think everybody has had one of those friends, the crazy friend that they grew up with, or the odd, quirky friend that pushes them outside of their boundaries. And this right here tells that story of somebody else. And so I really related to the story. Yeah, right. Exactly. It's like you just have these people in your life and then sometimes they're not there anymore. And you take this journey through time. You guys play kids, you grow up, teenagers, going through that process of these two friends during this whole show. So I'm trying not to, no spoilers in the show, but what more could you say about the show itself?
No, you can do spoilers. We tell you the end of the play at the very first line.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks, man. You really were paying attention. It feels good to hear stuff like that. And so many people did say that they hated that they didn't get to clap.
Yes.
So we unselfishly put a curtain call into the show, so now we do.
You do? Okay, good.
The curtain call. Last night was interesting. It's now in the round. So in the rotunda, the beautiful Italian marble rotunda, we have this set up with the stage in the middle, and the audience sits around us now, and it's beautiful in there. And it was our first time ever doing it in the round, and it's to do theater in the round it's got its own set of issues, and Jeremy worked it out, and I just followed him around.
If that's not totally true, no. If possible, it's even more intimate now. The audience is right there, and they're all around us. And we did switch up the staging a little bit, because people are from all angles. But you're right there in the action, and it makes for a really unique experience. It's a great show, great play.
But we still open beers and wine and drink with the audience after the show.
That's right. At least they get that kind of catharsis or whatever. They can hang out afterwards, and we,
Which
Have
is
a
only
good time.
reasonable. Like one of his first lines in the play is like, "You want a beer?" He offers a beer to the audience, and then he goes, "Sorry, I don't have any." Which is kind of a
You know what move?
his character's like that. His character, like, there's a couple moments in the show where like I get really mad when we're doing it because I'm like, that was a jerk thing to do. He was. I can't think of a moment, but he's like, no, he knows that I'm standing there in any whatever capacity that I am there. And he'll say things like, you know, I never would have told him this because no telling what his face would have looked like. And I'm like, I'm right here, dude. What did you do? And he looks at the audience. He goes, see that? I'm like, that's jerky, man.
Yeah, it is. Yes. I mean, hopefully you still end up rooting for the guy, but it's a lot of fun, Dave. We really appreciate you coming out, and I knew you would as soon as I reached out to you because you are a big champion of the arts, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I loved it. You know, and a lot of people don't know, Jerry, that you and I go way back. Probably maybe not quite as far back as Jason, but I mean, I enjoyed doing theater so much. You know, the Oklahoma Shakespearean Festival, I guess it was the teen theater that you and I did together. And I couldn't remember the other night the name of that show. Was it like Yankee Doodle Dandy or something? I remember it was a musical or something that.
Was it about all of America and all the states?
I remember I played. You were like one of the main characters, and I played the heavy. I was the mobster in that particular show, and so that's where I was first introduced to you. And then I'd done a show with you at the Sherman Community Players too, and so I knew already your talent, all that. And back in the days at Southeastern in the Oklahoma Shakespearean Festival, I'd seen Jason perform before because I had fraternity brothers that were in the theater scene and stuff like that, and.
Right.
And so I'd seen it, but I'd never actually met him like in person to talk to him. So it was exciting to see the two of you performing together. And you actually have, Jeremy, you have a long background with this show because you've done this show before, right?
I did back in 2009. We actually took it to, we started it at a little theater, and then they said, hey, why don't y'all join this Act Fest competition? We started with 5,000 theaters, and first we won our region, then we won California, and then we took it to nationals, and we won nationals there. And Melody was nominated for Best Director in the nation. I was named Best Actor, but I was playing the other role. But that was 12 years ago. I was playing the role Jason is. So, yeah, that's the one I'll be in next weekend. But it's great, and it doesn't get old.
So it's interesting. Yeah. So Jason is playing Scooter Thomas, who, as we said, spoilers, he's dead. That's the whole point of the play is that Dennis, his friend, finds out that Scooter has died. And so he's going through all these memories, all these, these things, some of which may have happened the way that you see it, may have not had. I mean, that was one of the great part of the way that the play is written, because what you perceive what happened in the past isn't necessarily what the people around you perceive happened in the past too. So yeah, it was fantastic to see that. And so Jason, did you know about this play before you started doing it?
I did. I remember a few years ago when they were doing it, and Jeremy was getting so many accolades for it. The show was too, because of all of our friends from Southeastern and people in California were going to see it. So I knew that much about it. When Melody asked me to come do the show, I just was between. I'm kind of on tour right now with the Country Music Act, and we just had a month off, and I was luckily not doing anything. We started back today, but I don't have to be there. And then Melody said, do you want to come do this? And she goes, you're going to get to act with Jeremy. And I said, yes. She goes, well, read the play. I said, yes. And then I read the play, and I started memorizing the lines. And on the tour bus, we did our first rehearsal through Zoom. And there wasn't a dry eye on the tour bus. And me and Jeremy were bawling because everybody was watching me do this read with him.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, man, I'm getting choked up right now.
I know.
We have something special.
You usually have 4 or 5 weeks for this, but Jason's a pro. He has a long, extensive resume, and we had 1 week. My wife, Melody's a pro as well. So it was just, it's a perfect storm. And there's that element of uncertainty. We haven't been practicing for 5-6 weeks. We may not remember exactly what's going on. And it even adds to it. And Jason's very fluid on stage, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a little different every night.
And where the puffy eyes and stuff is not from copious amounts of rock and roll, drugs, and alcohol. It's from like literally are purging tears and crying. There is an emotional component to the show that I don't think I've ever been involved in.
Yeah, and you can tell. I mean, the connection that the two of you have is intense. You can see that there's a history there that you were able to build on when you're doing this show. And of course, I'm getting all the technical details. People watching, they don't care about that. I enjoy theater that much that I enjoy watching things like that.
Most people has ever seen anything like this.
Yeah, no,
I haven't.
Especially around here. Yeah, especially around here, you don't see stuff like this normally being performed. So it's a chance to see something special, I think, even if it's in a rotunda, not on an actual stage.
Yeah, we had an issue with sound, the echo in there, and we started, and we were like, luckily, we changed. It's changed. The whole opening and beginning of the play is different now. That's what's so wild about it. And then just anytime a small change happens, there's this dynamic component that just sort of appears that will blow you away, blew us away. Like after it was over, like, wow, I thought that was wow, you know.
If you're able to be present, it just starts a ripple effect, and it goes through the rest of the whole experience. So
I mean, we found ourselves like in the game part of it, like there's these columns. It looks beautiful in there, by the way. That train depot, Marcus and his fiancée Leslie. You know, whenever the restaurant and stuff and all that stuff started coming down, and they knew that they weren't going to have enough time to transfer it over like they thought they were going to get to do.
Yeah.
They put us down. We were like, oh no, we're not going to be able to do the show. It was about to be canceled. And then we were desperately looking for like, where else can we put it? And Marcus's fiance, Leslie, she goes, well, come look at this. And I had already been in that rotunda.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what are you saying? You know?
And then Josh Massey from the rail yard, he brought us down a bunch of LED lights, and we've got the columns lit up, and it's just gorgeous in there. They've got the gold leaf and the marble and the crystal chandeliers, and it's something else.
It's like we went from like a 1-bedroom apartment to a mansion.
Right. Yeah. So you were doing the show in the Arts Depot at the end, where Tupelo Honey used to be at the end of the Katy Depot, and so now, due to having to redo the interior of that space, now you're doing it in the main part of the Katy Depot, which, by the way, is where Mad Rock and Katy Country and KLAK used to be on the second floor of that building back in the day. So yeah, I've been in there and I know that echo. Yeah, I know that echo a lot, but it looks way different. It looks so much nicer now. And so I can just imagine how awesome, because I DJ'd a lot of proms from local high schools inside that rotunda. So I understand the echo issue in there. But I mean, the two of you, again, on this show, just do a fantastic job. There's a little pic that has been posted up on the Facebook page there of the two of you. And again, Jason performing as Scooter Thomas, and Dennis is what Jeremy's doing. And then this weekend, you said, is the final two for the performances for the two of you, correct?
Yes. Sunday is the final show.
No, there's three. There's three tonight.
Yeah.
These are two. I got no.
Yeah. So you got Friday. You got tonight tonight at 8 o'clock. Then you've got tomorrow, Saturday at 8 o'clock, and then 3 o'clock on Sunday. You could go see the show there.
That's right.
The only thing is because of the issues that the restaurant owner had and stuff. There's no longer a dinner component to the show.
Gotcha. Okay. Understood. And then
if you have bought a dinner ticket, then they're going to be fully refunded, and hopefully we were supposed to send out emails last night that for whatever reason all that fell through, and they still get to see the show.
Yeah, and we will take care of you. And hang out afterwards, have a glass of wine, have a beer with us.
We just can't feed you. I might get you Taco Bell.
Maybe finger foods, no promises. No promises.
Now, Jason, I have one more question for you. There is a fantastic story about the tattoo on your arm every night for this show, right? So why don't you tell us about that? Yeah, it's kind of like faded now, but go ahead and kind of talk about it.
Our makeup department, Daisy, who yesterday asked me if I call her Daisy, and I'm like, I'll call you Daisy. She's a special little spirit. She's I think 11 years old or 12 years old.
Just 11, yeah.
And she is an artist, and she wanted to do my tattoo, and I was like, okay, thinking whatever.
Yeah,
I did have confidence, and she drew this cool design, and I'm actually going to get the tattoo, but not now. I'm still scared. And she just happens to be Jeremy's daughter.
Yeah, I was about to say, I wonder where she gets that artistic notion. I have no idea where that comes from. Not at all.
She
So-
was doomed from the beginning.
Yeah, you're right.
Mama and I. Yeah.
So let's talk about, so this weekend, the two of you performing this show, and then you got 2 more weeks of the show after that, and then things change, right? So who is your partner in crime for that?
Well, it's just one more weekend after this.
Oh, one more weekend. I'm sorry.
Close on the 29th, and Travis Lyons is going to come in and play Dennis.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of things at Sherman Community Players. We originally had Ben Furr in here as well. Ben had some health issues and had to drop. So it's the last weekend. It's Travis and I going at it, and I get to revisit this character. I'm glad I have a few days to kind of reset after Jason leaves, because you've seen what they put themselves through, and it's hard to just flip on a dime like that. So we got a few days, and Travis Lyons and myself will close it out next weekend.
So let's go over those show dates again. I'm bringing this another picture that I found there that you had up on the website there. I like graphics, so I always like to put stuff like this up here. But get your tickets now. Again, I cannot recommend this show more. Again, support local art, support local theater as much as you can. And even if you just like going to the shows, go to the show. If you want to participate at the shows, they're always looking for volunteers, not only acting, but if you like to build sets, they would love to have you assist them as they continue to do shows there. But you can buy your tickets now to see Scooter Thomas makes it to the top of the world. Go to theaterdenison.com. And yes, that's theater with an R-E. Just make sure you do that right, not the other way around, theaterdenison.com. But show dates and times, you got tonight at 8 p.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., 3 p.m. on Sunday, and then next weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You see those times up there. Now, again, it says, when I made this graphic, it said the Arts Depot because that's where the show was being done, but it's actually just a little bit further to the south there, to inside the main part of the Katy Depot. Now, Jeremy and Jason, do you have a specific place where you would recommend people park? Because I know there's construction around the Katy Depot there.
Yeah, I would just park like you were going to the Arts Depot and walk down the hall. And then as you walk down the hall, you'll see all the beautiful businesses and stuff that are in there. I don't know if you remember Riley Riso, but she is
absolutely
coming to the show tonight.
Oh, cool.
And on Saturday, we're having quite a large Southeastern Theater reunion.
SF reunion of sorts, with those.
So we'll have Lathe Champion, Amber Harrington. It'll be me, Jeremy, and Kathleen Hargrove. Jerry Lane's coming during the day. Who else?
It'll be weird. But before I forget, I do want to thank Marcus and Leslie, and also just want to thank the director Melody Henderson, our assistant director Kelly Rhodes, and our stage manager Pam Sanza, because they've been amazing, and it's just.
And our makeup department.
And also Travis and Ben. Just wanted to mention everybody. But we're excited. Hope to see everybody out there. There's plenty of seats. And you won't find anything like this between Dallas and Oklahoma City. You just won't find it. I don't even know if you'll find it there.
Yeah, very, very true. And again, you want to thank, don't you have a sponsor too? Glitzy Girls, is that right? Did I see
Nope.
posted some? Oh, not for that show. Okay, it was on their website there. So anyway, go to the website there, theaterdenison.com. Again, theaterdenison.com. Buy your tickets to the show. Again, you're going to absolutely love it. Go see it this weekend to see Jason and Jeremy, and then go see it the following weekend for a completely different type of show with the same script. All right, so go see that. Thanks for watching, you guys. Go see that show.